I have an old can that I had painted once before. And I don't know why, but I decided I'm going to make it over. And I took traditional burnt sienna by Americana, went around the edges, because I'm going to need that with my image. And here's the image I'm going to use. I've done this myself. So I've got it where I was using a plain piece of paper and then adding on it to go on the back. And I thought, well, why am I not just printing it out on 8.5, legal size? What is it, 8.5 by 14? So I sized my image and I printed it out on legal size regular paper. And I went around these edges with that burnt sienna because the green wasn't, didn't look right. So that by itself looks good. I was thinking I needed to put some cinnamon on it, but I can if I want to. I might do just a little bit up there because it does have the dark. But right now, I've got it centered where I want to start it. So I'm going to start with some Mod Podge and start putting this on. And I did spray my image with hairspray. Boy, my Mod Podge is runny. Okay, we'll start right there. I'm going to try to get this on straight because as it goes back, it wants to curve off. It's starting to curve there, so I'm pulling it down. Okay. Pull it back this way. That may be too runny. See how it goes. Still wanting to curve off on me. Okay, I'm going to go on around the can and put this on there. And probably let it dry some. And now I'm just going to go on over the rest of it with some Mod Podge. Let that dry. And then go around it, the edges with some cinnamon and coffee. I'm going to need some coffee because this is dark around the edges. The instant coffee, that is. Now, while this is drying, I'm going to set it aside, and I've made some utensils to go in the can. I would have used real ones, but I've used them all. I usually get them at the thrift store, and I haven't found any here lately. I had like one spoon, but the size wasn't right, so I've done these up on with my laser. And I'm just going to go over them right now with some watered down antiquing wax. Because I didn't want it quite as dark as it would go with the regular. But I'm going to coat each one of these and wipe them back and have them sitting aside drying. And they'll be ready to go when I need them. Now, I have those coated, and I hit them with the heat gun, and I'm going to go around the edges just to give them a little depth, make them look used. Try to get where they be handled. I would go in the middle, too, but I will a little, maybe. But it has the image in there that I've burned into it. Okay, more around the tip. All right, I think that looks good on that one. Go around this one. I'll finish this one and the other one and set these aside and go back to my can and start working on it. Now, I'm going to start working on the edges of the can, at least this down here. Pretty sure I'm going to have this up there covered, so I'll probably just leave it alone. And I have some Mod Podge here that has instant coffee in it. I'm just going to go around the edges. Kind of blend it in with that. And I'm sprinkling cinnamon on it. Okay, I don't know if I can. I'll go ahead and try the coffee now because I want it to get a little darker. And this is some instant coffee that I have just really crumbled up, so it's fine. And I'm just going to do this all the way around the can, the bottom of the can. Then once I get this done, I'll let that dry and I'll be ready to start decorating it. Okay, I had this little rolling pin that I had already painted quite a while ago. And it was sitting over there in my stuff in a can. And I had it green, and it just, when I want to use it in here, and it just wasn't colorful enough. So I wanted to make it a little more red, like, so it'd stand out a little more. So I'm using True Burgundy by Folk Art, and I'll paint this and let it dry, and then I'll sand it a little bit. I'm not trying to get really heavy coverage. I'm just going over it. And I've pulled out some coffee dyed cheesecloth. It's a better grade cheesecloth. I get it off of Amazon. I'll leave the link for that down below. It's just heavier than that stuff that you get from Walmart. Although there's times I want that thin. Look. I'm going to finish this up, let it dry, and sand it back a little bit. And this is pretty much, it's almost dry. And that's what it turned out looking like. And it's about ready to put everything together now. Now, everything is done. It's just, now I've got to fiddle with the can and the stuff I have to go in it to get it to look good. I wanted something to go, I wanted to put this down here, but I don't know yet. But I don't want anything covering up the apple butter. So I had to tie two pieces together of this stuff because I want something to go around the can. And that right there does not bother me because it's primitive looking, okay? That is fine. But I'll probably hot glue that up there. And I'm going to start messing with all these to see how I want them in there. And then I took some cinnamon sticks, 3 little cinnamon sticks, and put them together. I don't know if I'll use those. And I have a bow. I don't know if I'll use those. And I have some Spanish moss here, so I can kind of put it down in there. I'm hoping it'll hold my spoons and things where I want them. So I will be filling with this, and when you see it next, it'll be finished. Well, I wanted to give you all a little bit of an update on the craft room. It is coming along. He's got the ceilings up, the insulation, and he's put the electrical boxes in. They're not hooked up, but they're on the walls. And there's a lot more to go, but it's coming along, and I just wanted to share it with y'all. Oh boy. I thought I was recording and I wasn't. Went to turn it off and it was off. All right, guys, what I done is I put stuffing down in here, glued it just a little bit to the bottom of the pan, put it in there, turned this upside down on my coffee dyed muslin, traced around it, and just hot glued this down on there. And that's where I'm at now. So now I am stirring this coffee and cinnamon mixture up to get the cinnamon off the bottom. And when I get it done, I'll be right back. I gotta get a paintbrush or something to use also. Okay, I have my paintbrush. And I am just going to paint that lightly over the top because I just don't think this is dark enough. And I don't want to get it real saturated because I don't want to have to wait too long for it to dry. Yes, that's looking better. That is looking better. And I probably won't have to wait too long for it to dry because I am not soaking it. Get down in that crevice. Now, I'm going to wait for that to dry a little bit and hit it with a heat gun. And then I'm going to place my apples on there. When I start doing that, I'll come back. Well, my pie is dry, and I've stuck a bunch of apples on there. And I think I'm ready to start putting the lattice work on. I think this is going to look like I made it too. Like it's burnt, because I burn everything. Okay. I'm going to start by going across with my lattice first. Okay. I'm going to glue one side on. I wonder if I should kind of, I don't know, to keep those from falling. They are falling all over the place. Well, leave it like that right now. Okay, probably. Let me kind of lay some across there and see what I want. I want the thinner strips. Oh, I know I'm not going to use any longer than that. That's 4. trying to see. That's going to be long enough for this end. Yeah, I want to try to get 5 going across. But I do want my pies, my apples to show. Maybe 4. I think 4 will be enough because I'm going to have it running this way and I want the apples to show. Tack that right there. And that right there. And right there. Now I have to go the other way. That's not going to be long enough to do anything with. Let's start about right there. And move that back in there. Flip that one up. And lift this one up. Now I'll get another piece. This time I'm going to go under. Oh, that piece is turned. Think about right there. And I need to scoot that apple back in. This goes over, under, over, under, over. Pull that down. And I'll just keep going till I have it all filled in. Just under, over, under, over. Okay, I forgot to turn my camera on, but I got them all down. And every time I glued one down, I glued the first ones down, you know, to go across. And then when I went to glue it all down, I pulled these, you know, tight so it would hold everything in. And then I just went around it with my scissors and trimmed it down. And now I've got to figure out how I am going to do the fluting. Okay, what I figure I'm going to do, instead of doing this with everyone, because I really don't like the look of it when you do this, I'm just going to put some glue down. I don't know. Start kind of pinching it. Come on, go the right way. Then if I need to put a little glue on the sides like that, I think that looks okay. So I'm just going to keep going. See if that works. I hope I don't burn my fingers. I can't stay out of the glue. Oh, that works. I was just pinching it. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Just got to be careful not to get your fingers in the glue. I think I'm out of glue. I think that looks fine. And I'm sure the more I would do these, the better I'd get, but I wouldn't probably be doing that many of them. Need to kind of pinch that one in and get a little bit more. I almost went around. Here's a little piece. It's not the same width. Okay. Okay, I think that looks all right. Cut off right here. Just glue that down. Now I need to figure out what else I want to do to it, to the crust. And make sure everything's glued down good also. Okay, I'm going to figure out what else I want to do to it. Well, just messing with some, this is glue. I really need to stir that up. It's glue and coffee mixture that I had sitting here. But I know when I bake a pie, around the edges, it kind of bubbles up on it. You know, the sugar and the filling kind of comes up around the edges. I'm going to put a little bit on my apples too. If I could do this real fast and then sprinkle some cinnamon over it, probably need some around the edges, but I'll work on that here in a minute. Where's my cinnamon? Am I in frame? I'll shake this off. Okay. Okay. I need something around the crust, I think, but I'm wondering. Let's see here what we got. I've just got my coffee mixture. I'm going to put that one that's use the same brush. Just kind of go around the edges. Let it hit the pieces that's sticking up like it's burning. And use some more cinnamon, if that'll stick to it. Okay, I went and got some, I have some Loctite adhesive, and I'm going to spray some of that on there. Phew. And sprinkle some of this diamond dust. And I'll probably spray over it again. Okay. Hope this don't scatter the diamond dust everywhere. Won't maybe if I hold it up. There. That should lock it in. I'm going to let that dry, because it's really sticky right now. But it looks like it has sugar on it. This really isn't my cup of tea. He's brave. You ready to go down? Oh, he's so brave. I'm just gonna finish this up. I made some apple pie tags in different sizes. I've decided to go, I thought I was going to use a small one, but I went with probably a medium, the middle size. But I need to kind of distress the edges a bit with some distress ink in walnut. Okay, I think that's probably good enough. Didn't need a lot. I just tied a bow with this homespun. And I think I'll just put it like right there. Let's see. That kind of under it, like that. Yeah. Glue it on. And I'm going to say that is finished.